Lakes on Duncan and Kinley Side, Micah. We poured the first bucket and the last bucket concrete on the High Arrow Dam.
I was a tugboat skipper on the Arrow Lakes and the Columbia River for probably 25, 30 years. I was the last tugboat to come through the natural Columbia River, and the next day they diverted it.
I think that's a good thing, you know, because there's no more floods anymore here.
My grandfather had a farm up at Syringa. They had to move when the dam was built because their property was going to be flooded.
The flooding has affected archaeological sites, and some of the damage that's been done has been irreversible. But I believe that renegotiation should provide or could provide a window for some resurvey or some reassessment of the sites.
One of the main questions that I have at this time is erosion on the Arrow Lakes.
Environmental issues need addressing. We can't reverse much of the damage, but we may be able to stop further damage.
My view is they probably won't renegotiate a treaty. I think my personal view is that they'll make changes within the treaty.
Well, I suppose as long as it's a fair thing, that both countries benefit from what's happening.
There are some other things that are becoming much more of a priority than they were then, and that is, recreational use, the fisheries, and some of the impacts that happen to the wildlife resources and agricultural land and so on were never really considered in the original treaty, which I think should be considered along with the very important aspect of hydrogeneration as well.
At this point in time in history, there's a unique opportunity to enhance and improve an already well-written treaty. They can only do this if, in fact, they consider the Columbia a ribbon of opportunity that is seamless, not interrupted by boundary.
I don't think Canada had a fair shake on the benefits, and we should have more say now as far as the river's concerned in the future.
We have a lot of things that, a lot of concerns from people of, for example, the water level in the Arrow Lakes going up and down and getting very low at times of the year. It's not thinking about the people that live on the Arrow Lakes, and I think we need to consider that.
Living on the reservoir is not simple because we get the rise and fall all the time, and we don't know where it's going to be at.
I think it's important that young people know about the Columbia River Treaty, and also that they know what was here before the dams were built.
We need to have people to be able to YouTube in or Facebook in or Twitter in or whatever it takes, get people more engaged because this is important.
And I'd like to know, are we going to have more happening? Is the Canadian government going to have be more involved, or the Americans paying their part?
I'd like to learn more about the societal costs of the dams, both in Canada and the US, and the societal benefits from power generation and flood control.
Who is doing the negotiating for this Columbia River Treaty, and if they're willing to include the First Nations people?
Our interests should be primary within reason.
We need to let the negotiators know, or the people involved in the treaty negotiations, that there are other values that need to be considered this time around.
I always like to relate to the Columbia River as the fabulous Columbia River. That's what I always called it, the fabulous Columbia.